Hello everyone and welcome to part 5 of our F1 23 driver career mode here with Alfa Romeo for the Dutch Grand Prix. Last time out we were in Belgium. If you haven't seen that video, make sure to go check that out first. We had an incredible race to finish P4 in the end there, and a great battle to finish off the race with Carlos Sainz. And so now for 2 rounds in a row, we've gotten extremely lucky and had some very good finishing positions in both Silverstone and Belgium, just by sort of playing it smart in the strategy area of the race. Our pace hasn't been absolutely incredible, but in terms of strategy against the other teams, that's where we've been able to pull the positions from, so which hopefully we can just sort of keep that up as we head into the Netherlands for this round. Looking at the car performance chart though, heading into this one, we find ourselves still very much in this pack of cars with the McLarens, Haas, Alpine, Williams and AlphaTauri. Aston Martin, Mercedes, Ferrari and Red Bull are all very close to each other. That gap's become even closer as we head into this round, almost marking the halfway point of this Grand Prix. After this round is done, we'll have finished 5 rounds and have 5 rounds left to go. It's looking to be a nice sunny race as well. No rain this time out, unlike the last couple of rounds. We've had rain in round 2, 3 and 4 actually, Imola, Silverstone and Belgium, and so for once finally getting a dry race here after the first round of the season. But this track should be interesting to see how we go in the Alfa Romeo. I think it suits the car's capabilities, and so we'll go now to a grid rundown for the Dutch Grand Prix.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Sainz, Russell, Verstappen, Fernando Alonso, Joe, Stroll, Benjamin, Norris, Ocon, Gasly, Albon, Hulkenberg, Oscar Piastri, Magnussen, Tsunoda, De Vries and Logan Sargent. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Okay, we've got that relief of having points on the board finally, so let's keep that form up and get another top 10 finish today, please.
So here we are sitting in P10 for the Dutch Grand Prix. A decent qualifying, we're within the points straight off the bat, so if we can just hold position, that'll be some more points on the board. Zhou as well doing very well. He's a couple spots ahead of us in P8, and so definitely showing the improvements that we have made in this car so far in just the first half of the season, which we can hopefully carry the momentum forward in further on towards the end of the first season. You can see we're starting on the medium compound tyres, so is Zhou. But interestingly enough, it's only us two and Carlos Sainz and I believe one other car a bit further back in the field starting on mediums. And then everyone else is starting on the soft compound tyre, and they are planned for a one-stop strategy. So interesting to see if it's maybe a case of we stuffed up here and we could have gone softs to hards or soft to mediums, or if it is just a case of the other teams planning to be quicker at the start of the stint and us being quicker at the end of the stint. We'll just have to see how this all plans out. We are supposed to be going from the mediums to the hards, and so for them to be on the soft compound tyre suggests that we may have had a little bit of a strategic blunder here. But lights are out very quickly here in the Netherlands, and we are underway. It's a very slow start for Fernando Alonso, and that also balked his teammates, Lance Stroll as well, who's had to go around his outside. We're sort of stuck in behind Zhou, who's looking to get himself up into P7, but Stroll's completely done a lot of us around the outside to get himself up there. Zhou's still in 8th. I'm now battling away with Fernando Alonso around the outside of the big banked hairpin to try and hold on to P9, and we have done it, so we've made a place off the start here, and Zhou has retained his position of 8th place. Meanwhile, Lance Stroll now finds himself up in P7, as I said just before, but we're just going to sit in behind our teammate right now, not go for any big crazy moves just yet, because I don't want to hurt his position or accidentally cause any damage or anything like that. But as we head now onto lap 2 down the main straight, he's going to defend into turn 1. We'll go round the outside of our teammate here. A much more sensible move to perhaps going in the middle of the track somewhere else on lap 1, as we get the move done, and we also minimise the amount of time loss that we have by making that move. We can now set our eyes forwards to potentially getting Lance Stroll. Looking to the lead though at the end of lap number 3. On to lap 4, Charles Leclerc going for a move on Lewis Hamilton to take the lead of the Dutch Grand Prix to the inside of turn 1, but Lewis will try and hold it around the outside. He'll have the better exit out of the corner. They're going to go side by side now through turns 2 and 3, and Lewis is just ahead as they go into the banked hairpin of turn 4. And so Leclerc's going to have another go on another lap if he wants to get that lead, and that's exactly what he's doing here at the end of lap 4. So at the end of that lap there, not wasting any time before they even get to the DRS zone. He was trying to pull ahead of the Mercedes. He's going to be almost completely ahead by the braking zone, but Lewis goes deep on the brakes, holds it around the outside of the first corner, and it looks like he might do the exact same thing as he did last lap. So Lewis does not want to let this go. He wants to get his and Mercedes' first win of the season here. Little Perez, very sneaky move down the inside of the Ferrari there in the hairpin to get up alongside Charles Leclerc. They're going to go side by side through this snaky section of the track, and they're going to keep it side by side there as they head into the very fast right-hand sweep of Leclerc. Gets through with a little bit of contact on the Red Bull, but in the end, he does hold position over Sergio Perez. Here we go now on lap number 5 with DRS. We're all over the back of the Aston Martin. That's just how long it's taken us to catch up, but it looks like these mediums are faring a little bit better than the softs now after the first few laps of the Grand Prix, and we do get the move done into turn 1 here, heading on to lap number 6 into P7 for now, and hopefully Zhou can go for a move a little bit later on and get some more team points for us here. As you can see here at the end of lap 8, he is all over the back of the Aston Martin. He's going to look to the inside just like we did. You've also got Fernando Alonso versus Lando Norris just behind us, so a bit of a 2x2 formation here on to lap 9 into turn 1. Stroll's going to try and hang it around the outside though, and he does get it done there. So Zhou just not quite able to get it, the move completed on the Aston Martin. Meanwhile, further back, Lando Norris does get the move done on Fernando Alonso. So Zhou fails to get the move. Norris succeeds in getting his move done there, and now he's looking to try and overtake our teammate. Looking up to the lead once again though, Hamilton trying to defend from Charles Leclerc once again. Leclerc to the inside of turn 1. Hamilton around the outside. Is this going to be the exact same move? Yes, it is. Once again, Hamilton holds position over the Ferrari heading into the turn 4 hairpin there. And now again on lap number 11, these guys are just going at it lap after lap here. Leclerc to the inside, trying the exact same move over and over again. I don't know why he's not trying to change it up a little bit, because once again, Hamilton holding position, but Leclerc actually just edges ahead this time, gets the move done, and this is at the exact same time as that move getting done here. We are under attack from Lance Stroll in the Aston Martin. He's just sort of been sitting behind in our DRS and slipstream, and I guess maybe charge the batteries back a bit, and I've got absolutely no battery left. And so he's tried to make a move there, but we hold position over the Aston for now as we look onto lap number 11. We pulled a little bit of a gap. Here comes Zhou, though, to try and once again get a move on Stroll. Norris even nearly made it 3 wide, but Zhou around the outside of turn 1 here. Can he get the move done on the Aston Martin? It's a bit of a better exit out of turn 1. They'll go side by side through 2 and 3, and Zhou does get the move done there, which is great to see our teammate able to make some moves, and again showing that our car can be a bit competitive around here in the Netherlands. And so for now, we sit in P7 and P8, which would be awesome. Our first double point scoring race for Alfa Romeo if we can pull this off. Zhou has actually yet to score any points so far this season, so it would be nice to see him finish in the top 10. And you can actually see they're actually backed out of the throttle to make sure that our teammates stayed within DRS, just because I know I have the speed to keep ahead of him, and I just wanted to give him that little bit of extra straight line speed to try and defend from Lance Stroll, and you can see that working very well as he doesn't come past us, but Stroll also doesn't come past him on lap number 12 onto 13 there. As we now cut another lap forwards though to lap 14, Max Verstappen trying to get ahead of his teammate at his home Grand Prix to get himself onto the podium. Perez though holds on to the position, so no team orders going on there. Perez and Verstappen legitimately fighting, but now on lap 15, just a lap later, the leaders coming in for their first and what should only be a 1 pit stop here in this race. You can see they're actually pitting onto the mediums. So our strategy is to go from the mediums to the hards. These guys are going from the softs to the mediums, which is very interesting. I'm going to actually try and change my strategy up a little bit here. You can see we actually take the lead of the race here after a few laps. Everyone in front of us has come in. It's actually a 1-2 for Alfa Romeo now at the moment. I know it's not legitimate positions, so it doesn't really mean much, but it is just sort of nice to see ourselves and Zhou in a 1-2 position at the top of the leaderboard for now before we come in for our pit stops at in the very coming up remaining laps that we have here. And you can see at the end of lap 18, Zhou does come in for his pit stop. He'll be pitting onto the hard compound tyres, but I've actually decided to go a bit risky here. I'm going to let these mediums run for a few laps and then pit onto the softs and see if we can make that strategy work. The leaders are coming through on us now. So they now have over a pit stop lead on us, but we're not in that race. So you can see I actually backed out of it on the main straight to let them go, and just to sort of not interfere with their battle, but also to not have them slow me down by trying to overtake me and send moves on me. So here's the lead for the battle now. Verstappen trying to go for the move on Charles Leclerc, unable to get the move done. Hamilton sits in third at the moment. At the end of lap 21, finally, I'm going to come in for my one and only pit stop. And these tyres were absolutely gone. I can tell you we lost heaps of times compared to everyone that has already come in for their pit stop. But hopefully on these soft tyres, we can make that time up plus potentially more. So we go on to the soft compound tyres. You can see Norris, Alonso, Stroll and Gasly have already gone past us. Same with the two Haas of Hulkenberg and Magnussen. Even Albon and Zhou have gone past. We're actually going to come out of the pit lane side by side with Oscar Piastri battling away for 15th and 16th here. And we do just about get ourselves ahead of the McLaren. So into P15 for now. Remember, we're in P7 before all the pit stops were done and dusted. So we've got a lot of work to do. However, because as is the point of the strategy, we're on the soft compound tyre compared to Zhou, who's on the hards, and everyone else is on the mediums. We're going to be absolutely flying in the second part of this race. You can see we send a move on our teammate, who now finds himself in P14 and outside of the points. We even get a move on Albon in the same section there, just because of that extra corner speed that we have, and so that's up into P13 immediately on our outlap. We now find ourselves all over the back of Nico Hulkenberg in the Haas. I'm going to try and send it around to the outside of the turn 4 hairpin. Easily done. That just goes to show how good these soft compound tyres are. We're now already all over the back of Kevin Magnussen in the other Haas as we head through the sweeper. Unfortunately, not quite enough pace to go around the outside there, but I'm going to sit all over the back of the American car and then send it down the inside on the brakes. Not quite. I thought about it for a second there, but I decided to just keep it clean for now. We're going to keep it right in behind, get the DRS as well for that little bit of an extra helping hand, and just look how good our exit is compared to the Haas. And we're going to fly past the Danish driver into the braking zone here, around the outside for the right, inside for the left, and the move is done into P11 for now. So just in a couple laps there, we've gone from P16 to P11, and in just another couple laps now into lap 25, we have closed up to Pierre Gasly. We've pulled 4.5 seconds to Magnussen behind. Gasly has DRS to defend, and we have DRS on him, but no battery. But just because of the better tyre wear that we have, we go deep into turn 1, get it around the outside of the Alpine, and back up into the top 10, into the points here, and we are already all over the back of Lance Stroll into this hairpin. We're going to get the better exit out of the corner. Look at that. I actually have to back out of it for a second to make sure I didn't run up the back of the Aston Martin. We're now going to go alongside him through the snake section. We'll hang it around the outside now of the sweeping right-hander, and we're going to get the move done here. Not quite. He tries to hold it. There we go. The move is now done as we head into the fast right-hand kink there, into P9 for now, and we've got a 2.5 second gap to close into Lando Norris, and on to lap 29 here of 36. That's exactly what we've done. We're deploying battery, we've got DRS, we had the better exit out of the corner because of the tyres, and we're going to fly past now onto lap 30 into turn 1. Into P7. Lando actually fights back here. These softs are definitely past their prime by now, but we do just about have the tyre advantage over those mediums by the looks of it. Now looking on to lap 32, just a couple laps later, I'm pulling away, trying to, well, we're not going to close in on Sainz, but just trying to pull the gap on these guys, and Lando finds himself under attack from Fernando Alonso. So after everything that has happened there, we find ourselves back in P7. Meanwhile, Zhou battling away to try and defend for P12. So that's exactly why I didn't want to go onto the hard compound tyre, because Zhou went from looking to get a good top 10 finish to now struggling to hold off the Haas cars just because of that tyre advantage. So that is exactly why I decided to make that strategy call. It was a bit more work to have to overtake everyone, but in the end, we have the ultimate pace to get ourselves back into P7 and now hopefully defend from the guys behind. Looking ahead, though, Verstappen once again challenging for the lead. He gets the move done into first place at his home Grand Prix here. It's taken the whole race, but he's gotten there. Now looking on to lap 34, 3 laps to go. Alonso once again going for a move on Lando Norris into turn 1. Can he get it done? Norris holds around the outside once again. It looks like the outside line is the better line if you're defending or overtaking here into turn 1. Now at the end of lap 34, on to lap 35, 2 laps to go. Leclerc re-overtakes Verstappen for the lead of the race. Meanwhile, further back, Sainz trying to get a move done on Russell. And on the same lap here, Alonso once again trying to get the move done on Lando Norris, and he actually gets it done before they even get into turn 1 there, so a very easy move for Alonso in the end. Meanwhile, further back, Gasly going for a move on Lance Stroll, gets it done into P10. Zhou under attack once again from Kevin Magnussen in the Haas. Magnussen around the outside there, and you would expect to get the move done, but Zhou actually holds it alongside for now into turn 3, but Magnussen unfortunately gets it done around the outside there, and so he leads that little train heading into turn 4. And here we are on lap 36. We've got Fernando all over the back of us because our tyres have very much worn out. We're out of battery as well. It's going to be a drag race to the finish line, and Alonso just beats us there. So in the end, it's going to be a P8 finish in the Netherlands.
A difficult race then on a circuit that demands complete concentration, but they persevered to take the win here today. Natalie Pinkham, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, what a race. At the end of the day, it is all about raw pace, and our winner had it in spades today.
Here come our winners now, a thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again.
So here we are with the results for the Dutch Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc takes the win in the end there from Max Verstappen. He steals the opportunity for Max to win his home Grand Prix and gets some good points for himself in the Drivers' Championship. Hamilton runs at the podium in 3rd place. For ourselves, it was P8 in the end there. Alonso just getting us across the line there, which is super unfortunate, but in the end, it was still a good race to get ourselves up into P8. Zhou unfortunately misses out on points down in P13. Leclerc leads the championship by 3 points over Perez, so it was actually crucial for him there to win that Grand Prix over Verstappen, because that got him the points he needs to hold on to the lead. Perez, though, just 3 points behind, will be looking to get himself up into that number 1 spot. Verstappen also very close there, so a very good battle here in the top 3 between Leclerc, Perez, and Verstappen. Ourselves, we sit in P8 on 30 points, 64 points off the lead, but obviously not really expecting to be challenging for the title in this season. Red Bull lead the constructors by 22 points over Ferrari. Ourselves at Alfa Romeo now sitting on 30 points, 143 points away, but same story as the drivers. We're not really looking to challenge, just looking to sort of get as high up in the midfield as we can, and that's exactly what we've done. The top 4 are the top 4 as you would expect, and then we are ahead of the rest, which is a very good start to this career mode, which we can hopefully sort of build and expand on heading further on into the season and into the career as a whole. But if you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this in the future, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.